Okay, everybody, hello. To do, let's try it out. All right. I've been quitting smoking and doing a pretty good job cutting down. Uh, but then, and even before I quit, they were kind of leading me towards the Epic of Gilgamesh, but I was just like, leave me alone, you know. Um, but last night the muses really pushed me towards this Atra-hasis, the Epic of Atra-hasis. And so I'll do the Epic of Gilgamesh after this. I haven't read it yet. I'll do that tomorrow. Um, but yeah, no, I wanted to. I started reading this Atrahasis. It's very fragmented. So, oh my goodness, you know, you can't really do a fragmented book like this. But you can do what you can. Um, and I read it just now, and I was shocked, you know, because there's people out there who, you know, they see this Atrahasis and they see the Epic of Gilgamesh, and they say that, you know, Moses copied this, um, and it's a retelling of the same story or whatever. And a lot of people who do this, you know, will probably say this to attack religion or whatever, you know, because they have like an axe to grind. Um, but I'm reading this and I'm like, oh my god, these guys are so idiotic because Moses' beliefs and this man's beliefs, whoever wrote this, are completely and totally different. Like Moses is saying, you know, he believes the opposite of what this guy believes, and we'll get that to that in a bit. But this author, he clearly supports aristocracy and kingship. And what is this? Hmm. And we'll see this in the text, right? Yeah, we'll see this in the text. But you have these Anuna gods. They're the seven great Anuna gods, right? And they're the high gods, right? Then you have the Agigi, who are the lower gods. And you know, the Anuna are the aristocracy, and the Agigi are the forced labor. And you know, I think see, because the Anuna are the ones that the Babylonian is supposed to be pious towards, right? So we I don't think we're the translator's translating this correctly. Because at one point he talks about a foreman, right? And the Agigi have this foreman who are over them. Right, now this is directly comparable to Moses' foreman, right? And Moses killed the foreman, right? Now in this text it's going to be revealed that we were made to work. Right, so the pious Babylonian is going to work, 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 work. But Moses is clearly against this. You know, work is a part of life, not the whole. Moses would talk about being holy. That's why he uses the word holy, because this Babylonian is not holy, right? It's just we were made to work. And so I don't think the word drudgery, because we see drudgery and we see it bad. Now maybe this Akkadian author has a you know, double meanings here, and he's criticizing this. But I don't know. It really does, because I was doing that other Babylonian story about Marduk, and then you go into this long procession. I went to this parade one time, and it was just a bunch of like bureaucrats driving by. There was really nothing more than that. It was weird. But that's what this Babylonian thing did. It had all these different lords, different aristocracy, right? So there's an aristocracy in heaven, and so this author of the Marduk thing was to me very clearly praising aristocracy, because for a man like this, he's a religious man. And so I think his thinking is that, oh, the king supports us, so we support the king, right? The king is going to ensure the worship of the gods. And so this Babylonian, in this text, to me, it really does look like we were made to work, and the pious man works. And rebellion, right? Rebellion against the aristocracy is seen as evil in this text, right? Foreman, they probably shouldn't use that word foreman either. Because we have, we think of the boss, and we don't like the boss. A lot of people are going to be taking the side of the rebellion in our day if they read this text. But to compare this to Moses, these are two completely different men. Moses does not believe in the state. He believes the law should be in charge, right? And I mean, think about this text as creating a man, right? That's what this text is going to do. It's supposed to create a man, right? So, what they do in our day is they do the hero. And so you have all these men who are going out there and being the hero, but what does the hero do? He's collects a government check. I think a lot of the Avengers, aren't they government workers? And so that's how it's done, right? That's how you create a man. If you think about the American people before World War II, they didn't want to go around the world and be the policeman of the world, right? But modern stories create modern men, and so again, this is piousness. We have to read this as someone who is. And maybe I'm wrong. Please speak up. But if you think about the Mesopotamian idea of work hard, play hard, right? This is a trickery. This is meant to create a man. This sentence creates a man, right? Because that's what men are going to go out there and do. Work hard, play hard. And that's not the man that Moses wanted to create. Moses' God is a God that searches our heart and wants to have a conversation, right? If you read the text, that's what Moses' God is. He wants a conversation, and he wants a warm, loving heart, and he doesn't want himself to dictate to others. He doesn't want men to put hands on each other. But these Anuna are clearly putting hands on the Agigi, and then they put hands on the men. And the men that are rebellious towards this. So, Moses completely disagrees with this guy. He's on the opposite end. And by putting that in his text, he is saying this, I think this is more confirmation. By him killing that foreman for overworking, right? Because the slavery of the Jews, they were being wisely oppressed, right? He says that they are wisely oppressed, right? And so just like in our day, we are wisely oppressed, right? And how do you wisely oppress men? You know, you write the Epic of Atra-hasis, where you tell men that they were made to work. So, no, I mean, like, oh my God, to compare these two texts, Moses would be disgusted by this text. And so for some guy in our day to say, oh, they're the same, you know, da, da, da. No, they're not the same. You know, Moses, I think, put that in his text to say he's not the same. You know, I mean, I think Moses created all that shit. Okay? He's trying to teach us wisdom. And he's trying to teach us the nature of God. And he would be disgusted to think that this is the same as his book. No, that's not. This isn't the same as his book. Create a human being that he bear the yoke. Let him bear the yoke. The task of Enlil, right? So you're gonna have, you know, oh, I'm gonna be doing the task of Enlil. Drudgery. I don't think they should be using that word. Because again, the audience, this is the audience right here. I'm assuming that this text was written by a religious man. This seems like a religious text. And this audience should be seeing piousness towards the gods, right? But, you know, some of these words don't give out pious feelings. I mean, you can transform that word drudgery, right? And I'm gonna drudge, work hard, work, drudgery. You know, I mean, it's like, oh my goodness, can you see that? I can. But we hear drudgery and we think, oh, these gods are being tyrannical, right? This author didn't want you to think that. And Moses also doesn't agree with this guy. And I'm interested. You know, I'm loving these Sumerian texts. I mean, I got to give this man respect. He's got some brains to him. But and maybe this man has a heart too, right? Because we talk about holy, right? You can be loving but stupid. You could be loving but well, can you be loving and cowardly? I don't know. Anyways, whatever. Yeah, so that's what I have on that. I really am interested in the Gilgamesh thing now. Because I was actually learning a little bit about Gilgamesh and Enkidu. And these Sumerian authors, they are... I don't know what they believe yet. But they're really funny because they're really impious in how they describe the gods. But the audience is going to be pious towards the gods. And so it's a funny text because he's secretly making fun of these gods. And any man can really be able to read that text, right? So you don't really need to be in some initiate program to be able to read that. You just need to be able to gain wisdom. And so entrance into the second audience is at your own character. But a lot of the audience is gonna see these Sumerian texts. You know, I mean, this story of Gilgamesh and Enki, a lot of the stupider audience, the pious stupider audience, are going to see this text in the same way we see the superhero movies. But the author is, uh, I mean, Gilgamesh is really described as an idiot. But it's funny. Anyways, I will do Gilgamesh tomorrow then.